Hi, Ella. I hope that you are doing well. I heard you all got trapped in a little bit of a snowstorm in North Carolina. I hope that you all are safe and that you are okay. So, last that we met, we were going over our Water Lilies song again. And it sounded a lot better whenever I heard it. We had a very good handle of our intervals of four. Remember, we've been going over fourths. And you made it sound very smooth. It was smoothing very nicely. We did stop and talk about measure 13 to the end, though. So it changes a little bit there. We still have fourths, but if we look here in measure 13, we have fourths that move down by one. So in beat 3 and beat 4, we start on D and we skip down to A. And then in the start of the next measure, we start on C and go down to G. That part was a little tricky for you. So just understand they're still fourths. It's just they're moving down by one finger. Okay. Now, I also gave you Aloha Oi last time to begin looking at this week. And here we see the return of our friend, the anacrusis, or our pickup note, right? So throughout this piece, what is going to make it what's going to make it easier to learn, I'll say, is looking out for those intervals that we've been learning about. We start off on G and move up to A. So it's just a little step up, our second. But our next note after that is a C. So we're going from a second to a third. And then from there, if you look at the top of the treble clef, actually, you're going from C to F. You're actually going to play C and F at the same time. So you get to C the very fourth that we've been going over from, or going over. So you have a second to a third to a fourth, which is actually a really cool movement there. But look out for those intervals as you're going through this piece, and that will make it a ton easier to learn. Also, as always, look out for any patterns that you might see. Something that you learn early on in the piece very well could be happening later in the piece. It's going to happen again. I'm letting you know now. But good. Also, there's a lot of times where you have an optional pedal that you can press down. You have the option to use your sustain pedal. I would say learn it both ways. You might like it better one way than the other. Okay? Work on Aloha Oi, of course. Also remember our major scales. We've been doing very good with them. We have C major, G major, D major, A major, right? And last week, we also went over our A minor scale. Remember, A minor uses all the same letters that C major does. It's just we're starting on A and playing through all those letters until we get back to A. Remember, we said A minor is related or relative to C major, right? Alrighty. That is all that I have for you this week. I hope that you have a great time. I hope that you, again, are staying safe in North Carolina while it's all cold and snowed in. And I can't wait to see you again next week. You have a good one.